Where's the smoky baconade comes? I'll just hang on. I took it the tray in the kitchen. Okay. Some sausage ones.
Oh, just shut up, Robert. It's a dog. Get over yourself.
It's alright, I'm just having a good look around on the ship. If you guys haven't already, subscribe and push notification bell to be notified every time I upload YouTube. I'm doing another Titanic virtual reality tour. Virtual. Am I saying virtual right? Yeah, so it's virtual. 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 Thank you. I'm doing another VR like Titanic shipwreck tour of the ship. Show you what remains in it. This is roughly what remains. Sooner or later this ship will be gone within a couple of years, I reckon. I'm just thinking of what they said. It'll be about 20 years. 20 years they said the ship will be completely gone. The only part of the ship that will remain is, you know, the side of the ship where it's got no, like James Cameron said, that will remain there. That's the only part of the ship that will remain on the bottom of the ocean. If you know what side of the ship I mean. You know the side bit where it says Titanic? That bit of the ship will remain on the bottom of the ocean, but where there's loads of debris, like where what was it that eats up the steel? What was it called that eats up the steel? That will, whatever the frickin', I know what I mean, I just can't, I'm trying to get the words out. So when I thought about it, so this is one of the many rooms on the ship. Uh-oh. You know me, I fart at anything. What?
It's blowing over here. Well, it's no good now, it's blown.
I can play it this way if you want. Oh, hang on, what was that? It's alright, you're safe. Put it on there.
Connor, be careful.
I'm trying. Where should I put it?
Give it somewhere else. Give it Dad. It's up to him to sort it out.
Dad, you left your phone fell on the.
It's falling on the floor.
There we go. What a nice.
Give it loads of mulch too and shit.
Okay.
I'm getting really annoyed here. I don't like this.
I'm just having a good look in this room. This room seems big on the ship. Just looking into this. Oh, that room's accessible. It's alright, I'm gonna go into... I'll show you how to... Hang on. It's alright, it's just trying to bring me into the... It's alright, you know that bit in head I'm looking at? I'll show you how to get past that. You just... Yeah, not on the game, I meant. You know on the game where it has... I know how to get past that, you just go into... Past this open world bit here. You go through this bit into... And go through open world bit there and it gets you past... And it gets you past it.
Why are you going to buy the whole nut?
I don't know. All I wanted was the wire.
Mum, if I had to pick the best... Mum, if I had to pick...
Why don't you take the one in with you?
Here we go.
Why don't you just take the fucking old one in?
Yeah, I'm going to do it next time. Just go in.
Look at this.
Long rail place in.
It's alright, I'm going in this room.
Place and place the wire in there.
What ambient music am I listening to, or it's a fireplace sound type one? Wow.
I don't remember you having it from there. I had that from Argos. I'm sure I did.
This corridor seems to go on.
Hang on, not you.
On. Oh, I know how to get past this bit. You just go through this bit, into this door.
There is another wall coming up there, is there? Yeah.
Oh, look. I'm gonna look at some of these rooms. Oh, look at this room.
Need your tablets.
I'm gonna go back into this way and then into this room. Oh wow. Oh, this is the... Ah, I'm not part of the ship. Oh wow. I know where we are now. Oh, what was that?
Oh,
Sits
no.
in the kitchen.
That's where...
Like a pot.
That's where Hitchens stood when the iceberg was... That's all...
Rubbish bag in the kitchen, not from that's what it is.
They've been shut you and everything. And the cupboard you're going to go from.
No, no. I'll shut the gate. Kate's just come back through.
So, this whole bit here, that's where the wheel was placed, and this is all that remains of it. Because during the sinking, the mast, that mast you've seen a bit of, smacked back into what would have been this bit here, where the walls and the roof are gone, because the mast smacked into it and it broke away. And this is where Hitchens stood, where the iceberg was spotted, where there was 3 bells rings which signals for object dead ahead, 1 bell which signals for the one on the... What was it? Hang on. And then I think Murdoch was round about that area. He didn't wait. He just ran right into where that debris is and shouted hard to starboard. So I was... Where I'm standing right now is where Hitchens once stood. So we steered the ship. Was it the right or the left? Hard to starboard's the left, innit? Is it? I think it's your right, you guys. No, hang on, it's not your right. No, I'm confused. Was it your... Was hard to starboard the right or the left? Because they said hard to starboard and he steered... So it was to the left anyway. This is where Hitchens once stood. It would have been terrifying that night. And there was people screaming in the ocean that was waiting to be saved, and they died of hypothermia. They basically froze to death. Some of you that are wondering. What?
Is this my pram that I had off?
So
Is this like the pram I had off?
basically I'll show you the so
Yeah.
I think when the ship was going down frontwards, like Murdoch was about this area. This is the only davit that remained standing in its upright position. When Murdoch was around about, and this was ordering men, lifeboats, women, children, he didn't give a damn. He's ordering all passengers into lifeboats. At the other end of the ship, there was only women and children being put into lifeboats. Since Murdoch looked down where I'm looking now, he saw rushing of water coming up. He says, basically, all the band members went down with the ship. Let's go down here to show you guys a bit more. So show you guys a bit more about of the area. See if I can go down here, see if it'll let me. No, it won't let me go down any farther, but I'll be rest assured you'll be allowed to go down that bit on the Honour and Glory game. Hang on, oh yeah, it's through this bit here. There would have been stairs like in this bit. There would have been stairs, but they've disintegrated.
Oh, no.
What?
Andy Fordham's died, the darts player.
That's a shame. He was good, he was. Was it Andy Ford? Andy Fordham's just died. Some of you guys that love darts. He was a darts player. And so there would have been stairs right where I'm looking, but they've disintegrated. Is that what disintegrated the word? Well, they're basically dissolved. Wood dissolves quick, but for bones to dissolve, it takes them years to disintegrate. If you know what I mean? Dissolve is the word. I'll just use dissolve more often because I can't. I think I might have said disintegrate right. Correct me if I'm wrong, because my spelling ain't brilliant. Apparently, from what I've heard, I was watching a documentary. The reason why people didn't want to leave the ship is because they felt they were safer on the ship rather than the lifeboats. So and I think it was Murdoch, one of the members of the crew, ordered, like, because there was lifeboats on top of this bit, on top of the roofing.
Who?
Darts player.
Big darts player.
Because they ordered lifeboats. The collapsible lifeboats are on top of the roofing where I'm looking. Ordered crew to go up there and get the lifeboats down. So once they'd done that, I think they managed to get the one in the water, but the other one they couldn't manage it in time. The water came over them. I think, how many crew members survived the sinking? It was about 400, 500, wasn't there? Well, I'll have to look into that. I know some of the crew. I know, what was his name? The storekeeper survived. I know the storekeeper survived. And
Organ failure after health.
so this is my favourite game to play. I absolutely love this game. If you guys haven't already, I recommend you buying it. It's about £15.99 on PlayStation Store, and I think it may be available on Xbox One. You're gonna have to double check. I know for sure it's available on PS4, and you'll need a VR headset to actually play this game on PS4. but I totally recommend it. It's a good game. It feels like you're actually there at the shipwreck.
You tell that.
And this is, if I'm right, I think this is where the band played. The spot. Dad. So this is the spot where the band played. The band played near My God to Thee as the ship was going down. On the April the 14th is when the Titanic struck the iceberg. When the Titanic was finally sank was about 2:20 in the morning on April the 15th, 1912. So as the ship broke, the windows, as you can see, smashed. Only a few remain intact. Oh, if I can find a window that's still intact, so I'll show you what that some of the windows I'm looking at would have been like. So it's alright, I'm just trying to find a... There is I'm at the very back end of the ship now. There is a window, it's still... If I get inside the actual ship, get inside of the I'm at the very back end of the ship. Well, the back end of the end of the back... not the back end of the very back end of the ship, but I'll... Hang on. I'm at the point where the ship broke, that's what I meant. I was just trying to think of how to pronounce it because my spelling's freaking useless because it's all connected with autism. And this is where where I'm looking is where the grand... This is where the grand... This is where the... That's where the grand staircase once stood. It was the most iconic feature of the entire ship. And because it went from A deck all the way to E deck, and I'm gonna go. What was it? I've got to go to C deck. I've ventured onto A and B deck. Show you guys the entire area. I showed you guys the entire area of.
Great. The purser's office and inquiry desk are on the starboard side. You'll need to go over the desk to get into the side room.
So this ship, this is one of the most iconic features of the Titanic. I'm gonna go and reach the inquiry office, and this bit in front of me is the purchase office, and that bit there is the inquiry office.
Right,
and that's where we've got to go in
the office
to
is
get
to the left
something.
As you enter. Be careful. This area hasn't been explored before. We don't know what we'll find in here.
And
the last person in this room would have been Chief Purser McElroy.
yeah, Chief Purser McElroy was the last person to be in this area, this part of the ship. I'm just looking in here, I don't see anything here.
I don't see it here.
What we're looking for, I don't really see it in here. Let's go back out of this room. And this golden silver tube is where they sent the messages in to the Marconi room. And these are remains of lights as well.
The doors are rusted shut. We can't check inside.
These doors are not accessible no more because they're rusted shut.
No, I can't see the leather pouch anywhere. We might be out of luck.
You guys will hear my mother in the
We'll have to hope the
background.
Marconi room gives us some answers.
While we're here, we should collect a sample of the rust on the
that's
safe
creepy.
doors. MCPA regularly check for new species of bacteria living in rusticles, and I'm sure they'll want a sample
Well, I
of
need to
this.
get a sample of rust.
I'll take a photograph of the scene too. They'll need to see the rustical formations as well.
This is one of my favourite. To be honest, this.
Done. We'd better move on to the Marconi
Mum,
room.
if I had to pick the best game you
I'll
ever
mark
got
it on
me,
your
it would
map.
have to be
You'll need to
Titanic
head back to the
VR.
sub to get there.
It's totally worth it. Now I've got to go back up the grand staircase. Before I do that, I'm just gonna have a good look around at the ship. And Honor and Glory are recreating the ship. Are probably nearly done recreating the ship right about now. But at the moment they're focusing on the ship itself.
Go around there before it gets too late.
And this is This is Ida and Isidore's suite, as they called it back then, meaning.
Have you had to one of those before?
No.
And this is the room where
Last time?
Jack drew
I just
Rose,
put a cooler wire.
and there's
Thicker
there's
than this one, Dan.
there's candle holders in the
Mower shop.
around the room. There's 1,
Got it next week.
2, 3, 4, 5, and hang on, 1, 2, 3,
7.
4, 5. I think 6 in this room. There's 5 in the other room. Tell you a bit of story about Ida and Isidore, and this is where they would have slept. They slept. There would have been a bed. This is the only bed in this room that remains. There would have been a bed right about here in this position where I am now. There would have been, Ida would have slept in that bed, and Isidore would have slept in this one. And Ida and Isidore, basically, Ida refused to leave Isidore's side, and they had been together for 40 years at that point, and they decided to go down together on the Titanic, and that happened. And if you haven't seen the 20 years later documentary, James Cameron actually got a relative of Ida as in Isidore's actually on the documentary, which is totally worth it. So I'm just gonna check the area. I am listening to ambience music at the moment. I know you guys probably can't hear it because it's actually quite quiet. I'm just gonna put a different one on. It's the fireplace one I'm listening to. And gone. There we go. Here we go. This is one of my favourite areas on the ship. If I had to pick the favourite area on the ship, it'd have to be the iconic grand staircase and the Turkish baths, which is accessible to go in on this game. I'll give you guys a tour. I can't go down any further down that bit. There's a good, everybody would know why, because that's where the ship broke up into 2. That would have been the most terrifying experience you'll ever witness. On the Titanic Honor and Glory game, you'll witness the entire voyage and the sinking, and I've mentioned that in a video. If you haven't already, go and check that video out. I did a Conomos's Titanic Fans World Titanic VR gameplay playlist. If you haven't checked that one out, go and check it out. It's all my Titanic VR gameplay videos I did, and the couple I did on I did with my sister on there. I've done so many Titanic VR gameplays. I'm actually going to add more onto it when the time comes. I'm going to show you guys around. That's the elevators where people, if you're on A deck, you wanted to go to a specific deck like E deck, elevators would take you to that specific deck. And Titanic was based in Liverpool. She was built in Belfast as well, which is where I want to go for some. I will explain why, because I want to go to that Titanic Museum in Belfast. There's one in that Maritime Museum. There's a Southampton Maritime Museum. There's a Maritime Museum in Southampton, which is a Titanic related type one. They've got Titanic artifacts in there that was recovered from the actual shipwreck when the front part of the ship went down. Whereas the ship was going down frontwards, sloping down, plates and saucers and cups just going flying off the shelves and smashed on the floor, as you guys can see here. They've tried to recreate after that when they've recreated the entire wreck inside and out 100%. It is 100% explorable. Where we gotta go now? So I'm just trying to think where I am. It's alright, I know where I am now. So I'm listening to like ambience music at the moment. It's a music I'd totally recommend. I've done ambience music on YouTube as well. I've done what was it? Titanic ambience music and Pandora Avatar ambience music, and I've done Polar Express ambience music, and I'm on about doing more ambience music, and I've done relaxation playlists, ambience music. I've done quite a lot of ambience music playlists. If you guys want something to listen to, comforting, relaxing wise, I did that for people that are desperate for that sort of music, relaxing music to relax to. That sort of music's good for anxiety, that sort of thing. I've had anxiety problems before, and I'm telling you from experience, it is not nice. I don't have anxiety all the time. So when you're worried about a certain thing, and it tends to set off your anxiety. But a bit of advice and tip and advice when your anxiety's next playing up. I'll give you guys a tip and advice. Tell your anxiety to go and how do I say it polite wise? To leave you alone, to basically to take a hike, if you know what I mean. I'm trying to keep it PG as possible. Just basically tell anxiety, leave you alone, you don't need it no more. Within seconds, you'll be fine, and and then think about other things. It's up to you, everybody has a different mind. So, that's a bit of a tip. That's what, when my anxiety plays up, that's what I do. So, this has got to be about nearly 40 minutes long by now. Now and again, I'm probably wrong. Could be 50 or 58, something like that. I'm aiming for like an hour or something, because I want to cover every like room and area of the ship and tell you as much as possible I know about the ship. And there we go. This is where people, because when the ship hit the iceberg, depending on where you were on the ship, like if you're at near the front, you feel a shudder, like a shudder, if you know what I mean. And if you're in this room, a member of the crew would just open the door, bang, put your life belts on, get up, put your life belts on, and then that kind of thing. If that makes any sense, I hope it does. I'm trying to explain best as I can to you guys. My speech and my spelling's not fantastic, and it's all connected with autism. I thought I'll let you guys know. And this ship is one of the most beautiful ships. I absolutely love Titanic. This is where you would have your regular bath. And so basically, if you needed a bath, you would grab a towel, that shower gel, bath, you know what I mean, shampoo, and you would put like a towel on the sink, and with the then you would have well, you mainly get the idea with having lying in the bath, having a good soak, that type of thing. And Honor and Glory, I recreated this corridor. That I've seen gameplays of the Titanic Honor and Glory demo. It looks so amazing. It looks so amazing. I'm trying to make it realistic as best as they can. They're doing a great job. I absolutely love what they're doing. They're actually gonna, after they're done on creating the ship, when they got the ship finally completed, they're going to, hang on, I'm just going to check my notifications. It's alright, but Formula 1 2020 hasn't done yet. Once they've got the ship completed, they'll start working on the main features. The features that will be in the main game. They'll work on the hang on, just trying to think, the story mode, which I reckon will be in the game. If you'll just have to find out. And James Penker said that he knows what kind of story mode he wants. He says he's got it. He says he knows what he knows what story mode he's going for. You'll have to find out what kind of story mode he's going for when once he starts working on it. He'll keep you up to date on the process of Titanic on Glory Alpha and the game itself and the full game. The full game is going to be 100% worth it. 100% worth it once you're playing it. It's going to be fab. And if you guys want to learn, want to like try something, if you guys want something new, different to play, I would totally recommend this game. It's not violent or anything. It's basically underwater exploration type game. Dive into the wreck of the Titanic, giving you missions, objectives, that kind of thing, and retrieving artifacts. That's what this game's based on. It's mainly based on the shipwreck of the Titanic. If you guys want to play this game, I'd totally recommend it. If you guys are new to this, to Titanic, I'll try to explain as much as I can as possible about the shipwreck. And we're at the end of the other end of the corridor. And looks like literally that. And this is beautiful. I could play this non-stop all day. I just love this game. I absolutely love it. I don't know how many of you find this, but I find that this is like relaxing. Relaxing. I don't know how many of you find it relaxing, but when you're I'll try and explain what I mean. When you're playing this game, it feels that's how I feel about the game. It really relaxes me. I don't know how many of you find it relaxing, but I just tend to relax when I'm playing this game. It's an adventure game. It's totally worth £15.99. You can look in rooms like this one. You can, if you want to do videos, record yourself playing it, or do live streams yourself playing it. You can do that if you want. It's totally up to you how you'd record yourself playing it, live streaming or something like that. So it's totally worth it. And I'm gonna check down this way. This is one of the other rooms where someone slept. So my mum was about 14 when Titanic was found. She was born in 63? My mum was born in 1963 and Titanic was found in 1985. She was 14 when the Titanic was found. And the Titanic, I absolutely love Titanic, as you guys can tell by the video I'm doing. And if you guys want something new to watch, I would totally recommend Titanic documentaries, because that's how I learn. I've learnt so much about the Titanic through them. That's how I know so much about the ship. The documentary I love is The Last Mysteries of the Titanic, which is the one James Cameron did of his last dive to the ship. And he actually hasn't seen the Titanic since 2005, but the back end of the ship is starting to break up even more. It's in a really bad state at the moment. The front end of the ship ain't changed at all. The back end of the ship is like broken up loads. If you want to know, if you want to find, there is a documentary about another one about Titanic. There's loads on YouTube. The documentary I recommend you guys checking out is Back to the Titanic documentary. They explain to you how much, like, what was the person that dives to the ship investigates the back end of the ship, then the current state of it and that type of thing. So if you want to watch that documentary, it's totally worth it. Parks Stevenson is in it, and he's helped with the Titanic Honor and Glory game as well. He's helped with the Titanic real-time thinking that Part-Time Explorer did, and Bill Sauder, and you get the idea. Bill Sauder has appeared in some Titanic documentaries. I'll name some of them. 20 years later, 100 mysteries solved, and the final, what was it? The final secret, something like that. I know the documentary I'm on about. The other one I mentioned, I know what documentary I'm on about. So this is the. I've got to go basically down the up the I've got. Hang on, I'm gonna go and check. I've already been to Bruce Ismay's room in multiple times in videos. If you guys want to see his room and you really want to, you're desperate to see Bruce Ismay's room, what it's like, go and watch back the Titanic virtual real tour, Titanic shipwreck tour I did. I go to the room at one point and showing you what it's like, that sort of thing. And now I remember this area. I'm gonna show you guys the entrance where you would board the ship. If I knew it. I'm gone. I know where I am now. I know why. It's alright. It's alright, you guys, I'm alright. It's just the camera freaking had a funny freaking moment. It's alright. Reason why I screamed is because the camera. What is it? The camera? Not the camera. You know what I mean? Because you guys would have probably. Guys would have seen it. The camera had a bit of a shaky, funny moment, and that's why I kind of freaked out. Back to the tour, and this is where you would board the ship. If you were on this part, if you're on this deck, this is where you would board the ship. And on demo 3, this is where you can board the ship. You'd go through these doors here. Only one part of the door remains standing, and that on the Honor and Glory have recreated this entire area, and they're still like working on the ship. They've been doing that for what? 10 years. They've been working on the game. The game was announced in. They released a trailer in 2015, 16, something like that. They also started working on the game in 2012, if I'm right. So that's one of the windows. This is one of the remaining windows. I'll go to it so you guys can see how better look. This is what the windows would have looked like. The ones that have smashed during the breakup. This is what the window would have. Them windows would have looked like. I like the pattern. The pattern's absolutely amazing. The Honor and Glory game is going to be 100% worth the money to play when it eventually comes out. It's going to be what was I trying to think? It's I'm just trying to get my words out. It's going to be I will tell you. I will try to kind of get my words together. I'm just trying to think of how to put it. It's going to be I know what I mean. I'm just trying to get my thoughts together. I know what I'm on about. I'm just trying to think. This is going to be I know the word I'm on about. I think got now. This game is going to be a big hit. This game's a big hit. What I mean is, the Titanic Honor and Glory game's going to be a big hit when it eventually gets released. I don't know how I know that. I just can tell in a way. I can tell from the way, and I think anybody can. The Titanic on a Gore game is going to be a big hit. Like, everybody's going to want to play it, like, to a certain angle or degree, to see what the game's like. The game I'd totally recommend is this one. You guys play 'em. I'm going to go to Molly Brown's room so you guys can see what her room's like. I've managed to find the room. I've managed to find Molly Brown's room, and I think James Cameron was looking for it, but I don't think he's managed to find it. If he has managed to find it, if you think, if he has or not, comment down below. It'd really help me out. I know he was looking for it. I know he was, and I know this is how. You guys wondering how in the hell I know it's her room? Because there's a few brass beds. I only know this is her room. If you play the Titanic on Glory Demo 3, when it says the information box and you go towards this part in that demo, look at the information box, it tells you when you're standing outside that door, it tells you this is her room. So that's how I flipping know. So I thought I'd let you guys know in case you were wondering. I thought I'd let you guys know in case you're wondering how in the hell I know. And I'm in the middle of... Hang on, I'm just going to check. Like, that's where Molly Brown would have slept in that bed. There's something my mum asked me, and I've been wondering the same thing for quite some time. Did she travel alone, or did she travel with with someone? I just want to confirm she travelled alone. She was returning to America because her son was not feeling well, was sick. So she basically travelled on Titanic back to America to see her son, in case you're wondering. Now I'm going to go to the Turkish baths, and I'm just taking my good old time. I love this game. It's one of my favourite games to play. If you love Titanic, if you are new to like ships and you want to play something ships related, this game I totally recommend. It's totally worth it. I'll give you guys a heads up. It feels like it'll feel a bit strange at first, but you'll get used to the feeling. I got used to it straight away, and it feels real because it feels like you're actually at the wreck. So, hang on a minute. TV's turned itself off. I'll be with you guys in a minute. It's alright, you guys. The TV went into automatic shutdown. Basically, what automatic shutdown is when the TV shuts itself off, goes into standby, in case you're wondering what that means. And this is what remains of the Turkish baths, and the changing stalls are dead, as you guys can see. The stalls would have been in the upright position in there from the, and this is what remains of the whole area. This is one of my favourite areas, but my main favourite area is the grand staircase, as I said earlier in the video. We're coming near to the end of it now. I'm just going to do the mission, which is I'll go into the going back up the grand staircase to do the mission I was given. And if I'm right, I think that's where the I think the swimming pool would have been in there, in area somewhere in there, one of the both. And so I know what I'm doing. I'm just gonna go back up here, and go. The hang on. The Scotland Road was located through that door I'm looking at, in case you guys are wondering. there wouldn't be much remains of it, but Honor Glory have recreated Scotland Road as well. Or it's alright, I'm going up back up the grand staircase.
The Marconi room isn't too far from here, just between the first funnel and your current position.
As this lady wants me to...
Either through the skylight or the corridors. Up to you which you feel is safer.
I'll give you guys an update on my arm.
Or the ROV.
My arm's getting better. It's still sore. I'm still having trouble with it, but it's not broken or anything. I thought I'd give you guys a quick update on it as well. And I'm fine. I'm doing absolutely fine. I'm just using it like as I normally do. Because I was told to continue using it. If I don't, it'll get worse. It's what the doctors have told me. So I'm just gonna gonna listen to the doctors. And so I told Tim. I told him that, which Tim, guys, in case you guys are wondering who Tim is, he wrestles as Victor Brady. He's one of my
really
absolute best friends. He's such an amazing guy.
Most of the furniture was wood, so it's almost all deteriorated.
So
there's a lot of debris on the ground. And all right, just 3 canisters left to collect.
He wrestles as Victor Brady. He has tattoos as well. If you guys love wrestling, I would recommend you go into his fan page and checking it out. He's amazing.
Right, I've got all the canisters.
Got all the canisters. I've just got to go back up here. Back up. Hang on. It's alright. I'm gonna... So, this is Sedna. Hang on. It's alright. Just got my toes tangled. Now I'm gonna go... now I've gave you guys a virtual VR tour of the ship. I'm gonna go back to doing what I was doing. And
Alright, heading back up now.
See you soon, Doctor.
So I'm gonna create my character again at one point on WWE 2K20 tomorrow, when the Formula 1 games officially finished uploaded. If I'm actually gonna go on Formula 1 2020. The new Formula 1 game's been is done.
These brass canisters will need a good scrub in fresh water.
I'm gonna
It'll stop them from oxidizing when they dry.
Just gonna do this mission quickly.
I'm surprised these paper messages survived.
They
They'll need to be
survived.
soaked in the desal bath and then in the fungicide tub.
I'm just gonna do this bit with you guys. I'll be with you guys.
Ready for freeze drying.
I'll be with you guys in a minute. Just gonna do this bit and I'll be with you.
Transferred to Titanic. Fine ship, fine weather. Arrive Wednesday with special delivery.
Hello,
Love,
Ron.
William.
He mentions the package again. Maybe he really did have something stowed in the cargo hold.
So if you guys haven't already,
Everything's listed on the
like,
manifest.
A lot
comment,
of things weren't.
and
Could've been referring to anything,
subscribe.
though.
Push
Might have been something
notification
special in
bell
his
to be
suitcase or in the
notified
purser's
every
safe.
time I upload
We
on
can still search
YouTube.
the cargo hold as a start.
And
Yeah, we'll
thank
check it
you
out
for
next time.
369 subscribers.
Right on time.
It means a lot to
Hey,
me.
Julian.
If
We
you
recovered the
guys
message from the Marconi room.
love this
but
sort
it
of
doesn't
thing, I
really
totally
give us any
recommend
new
you guys
information.
check in my other Titanic videos out. I do celebrate the 100. I will celebrate the
We're sending you
110th
through a
anniversary
photo
of the
of the
Titanic
message
when it comes around.
Thank you.
That's next year. Hang on a minute, I'll be with you guys, Matt.
Story, doesn't it?
He must have thought himself lucky to have been transferred to Titanic.
The coal strike meant many people were upgraded to Titanic.
Such tragedy.
William refers to a delivery in this message, so we're assuming he may have kept something in the cargo hold. We're planning to head down there next dive to
picking
check it
up.
out. Depending on what it
Thought
was,
you guys,
there's a chance we
Chester was,
survived.
my
you find
sister's
anything you
dog
missed
was
in your cargo
barking, so I had to shut him up.
No.
You guys would have
but
heard
I've been
it.
doing a bit of extra sleuthing. I found out that there was a registered
So I'm just
parcel
trying
traveling on
to
the
stay quiet a minute
Titanic
so I can
with
hear
a
if he's
Mr.
actually
W.
still...
J. Henderson's name on it. Is it possible that the gift was traveling as mail and not cargo?
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
it's
a
alright, he's
possibility.
finally
They
shut
could have
up.
also
Hip,
been
hip,
two
flip.
separate packages.
Oh, nearly up the
The
controller.
only way to
Hip,
know
hip,
would be to check
hooray.
both rooms.
For
The
some of you
mailroom
guys
used
that
to
are
be off limits,
wondering,
but we can access it through a new hole in the cargo
like,
hold wall.
if you want to
Our
know
ROV
what
will need
sensory
another
integration
transmitter upgrade
is,
to delve that deep, though,
I'll give you a
and
bit...
a longer
If
lasting
you go
battery.
on Google,
Do you have any
and
idea
put
of the size of the
what
parcel?
is
What's inside it?
sensory integration,
Could have been
a
anything.
definition should pop
The
up
registered
telling
date
you,
suggests
a
something
definition
small, and Mary
pops up
likes
telling you what
elegant
sensory
things.
integration
Maybe
is.
something French?
Basically, I have to live
Could
with
have
it
been a
every
religious
day,
thing. I read
every
that
day
Hendersons
of my
were very
life.
involved in a local church.
And
Yes, definitely. In fact,
like
I'm surprised
the
William
sun
Bible was
thing
in
will
the
set
suitcase
it
he went
off.
out. He was known to
It-
carry it
it-
everywhere.
Maybe he had
It
it with him
is
during the
some.
sinking.
I do struggle
Perhaps.
with it
There
as
are
well
mixed
at
reports about
times,
his final
but
moments, unfortunately.
and
I'm not
the
sure we'll
ones
ever find
at
out
wrestling
what
training
really
where
Well,
wrestling
we'll try our best to find out. Hopefully we can
wrestling
learn more about it from
training
the next
was
dive.
located, the original spot.
I want to tell my great
The- what was it, the-
accurately in this biography.
I know what I
We'll speak
mean.
again
It's somewhere
tomorrow,
in
after the dive.
that.
Yes, thank you.
No, I know what I mean. I'm just
Right,
trying to think.
we
I
better
can't
get
remember
those
the name of the
upgrades for
building.
Predator sorted
But
out.
anyway, I know the
I'll
building
get
I'm
on
on
it now.
about because me sensory integration got that bad. I burst out crying because me sensory integration got that bad. That's where. So because me sensory integration got that bad, my mum took me outside to help me calm down. My mum knows what it's like. She's not got a sensory integration, but she's had a.
She's good to go.
She struggles with a lot of that thing as well. So see you guys next video. Love you all. Peace out.